Good morning, everybody. Lots to get through this morning, 10 minutes until the open. And as always, we're going to start on the daily charts. All right, so yesterday we got that inside bar. All right, it was a big inside bar, but we got that big inside bar right here on the daily. So this has built out now shorts into the market versus these highs and this pivot. So now I feel confident shorts are trapped in the market. Now, ideally today, we don't need to trap anymore. Trapping more would mean sideways more or a failed breakout underneath here and sideways action. Sentiment remains bullish. All right, daily quite clearly bullish. Broke out of downtrend, broke through this pivot, change of character through here, basing above that. Everything I'm seeing on this daily is bullish. What are the targets? Liquidity right here on the daily. 22,110, and then supply all the way up here, and we do have this Bollinger Band. Now the Bollinger Band has not expanded up too much yet. This is one of the days where if we get going, it's possible that we get through this Bollinger Band a little bit, and we might leave a wick top and then trade back down underneath. We'll have to see. But I remain bullish on this session. The only thing that will change that, okay, will be the news events. We have news 9:45 and 10 o'clock. So fix this. 9:45 and 10 o'clock, we have news. The other thing that will change it is if we take liquidity and want to trade sideways, all right, then I will stop being bullish and I'll be thinking about more consolidation. Moving into an hourly now. And as you can see on the hourly right here, we got that pattern we were talking about the last few days. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. This is now building out liquidity for potential upside continuation. Again, the only thing that will change that is if we want to do a consolidation day. So I'm going to put this down here for this edge. All right, so levels on any deep pullback will be pretty much the same as yesterday. There will be the points of control we've put in and the lower end of the value area low. So we've got value area high, point of control all in here. And then this low end here. Failed breakouts below here, trade upside. Breakouts below here that stay heavy, we trade down to this old point of control. This is an ideal buying spot, but I just don't see any reason that the market needs to get here right now. Right? Really, we're looking for upside continuation moves. Low hanging fruit will be that 2110, 2120. Let's just check. Make sure we get this right. 2112-ish. That's the low hanging fruit. Through that, you can probably have a trade straight up to 210. Top end of that range would be basically 400, and then you might as well go and take out this all-time high at that point. All right, ES, by the way, relative strength at its all-time highs right now. So everything here from an hourly and a daily looking bullish. We're remaining bullish. Into this 5-minute overnight, let's see what we got. So right at the end of the day yesterday, we had that nice inside day yesterday, all of this, and in the last 10 minutes we went F you shorts, you're getting smoked. So I would have rather they saved that move for today, but shorts wanted to cover into the end of the day. They were in big pain. So we had that squeeze out move right here. There's your breakout of this. Okay, and then we consolidated overnight, retested the highs. We've left a double top up here, pulled back down, tested this afternoon pullback area right here, right, which we're holding right now. So this level into here, this is the old point of control, basically. High 900s, building liquidity sideways overnight. London swept underneath Asia, claim back inside, is currently going for Asia high right now. That drive and that stop run, as long as there's continuation above that, will take us to the top of this block right up here, all right? And that will be that 112, 111 area that we were looking for, that low hanging fruit. Beyond that, then we're into bigger supply blocks up overhead. So that's what I'm looking for today. Are there ways to get involved for the bullish side, right? Is there a way to get this first move up? I want to be cautious once we take it in case they really want to do something like this. Ideally, they won't. Ideally, we will just trend higher today. Location is not ideal right now. Okay, obviously we are buying high of week right now. Right, anywhere up here, we're basically buying the high of week. So the traders which are having the most fun are those swing traders who have been involved for a few days now. How are we doing? 6 minutes till open. So going across the other indexes, the VIX still trading sideways, right? Sub 15 all the time it's sub 15 and trades down to this lower end of the range, 1460. and maybe it snaps that and goes below, then we have upside continuation on the market. QQQs gapping up again today. All right, we had that big move last night, but really gapping up. I'm considering the gap up over that 531. I know technically we're just coming into previous day high, previous day close, but I'm watching that afternoon breakout level on the Qs, 531. The equivalent of that, let me just make sure my chart's lined up properly. The equivalent of that would be a pullback into, might as well call it 21,970, 21,983, somewhere down there. If we pull back there and hold, then I'm looking for a rotation higher. But right now, there's no reason for this market to pull back. SPY is tapping on the door of that all-time high level. All right, had a big peak out yesterday, leaving that top at 609.70. So watching that on the SPY. Same thing for the ES, building a flag at all-time highs right now. Right, so the whole market just looks incredibly bullish right now. There is no reason to be thinking short unless something drastically changes. If the newsprints come out and they print the bad news and we want to go into rotation, we can think about that. But remember, any short today will be part of a pullback leg. Right? If you're really adamant on a short today, I don't know why you would be, but if you are, it will just be part of a pullback leg, because if we go up here, remember the daily is just doing this right now. So a pullback will be one of these moves. These are smaller moves to be absorbed to go higher again. Trend up on the day. All right, we are trend up on the daily, on the hourly, on the 5 minute. There's no market here telling me we're trend down. So I'm expecting continuation. The question is, how high can we go? At 22, 110-ish, 112, that looks like low-hanging fruit. It's just how do we get up there, in my opinion. Looking across the board, let's have a quick look at the Mag 7. How are we doing for time? Still got a few more minutes. All right, Apple with a good gap up, finding some sellers up here in the top of yesterday's range right now. So it's just had a bit of a flush candle before the open, but a nice gap up in Apple. Microsoft the same. They all did that same move, that big spike move yesterday. So it's trying to consolidate versus Thursday's afternoon, that breakout pullback before the big push. So Microsoft trying to do that same move. Have a look at Amazon. Amazon exactly the same. Printed new highs over in the early pre-market, and it's trying to base above yesterday's or around yesterday's peak. So most of them are trying to do the same, trying to hold Friday's highs. Google, much weaker. All right, Google had a big flush yesterday around 2 o'clock, and it's trying to regain some of that. So Google, much weaker. Wow, is that an actual print on Meta? Apparently that is. That's crazy. So Meta just gapped up, pushed all the way up, kept moving up about 10 points, and then just flushed from 40s all the way down to yesterday's afternoon base into 24, and has found some buyers down there. So I don't know if there's news on Meta. I'm going to have to check that. That looks like a news event. Nvidia gapping up, holding gains over anything really on Nvidia over 147 is bullish. Tesla gapping up, failing inside of Thursday's range. So that's really just an inside day on Tesla. So a little bit of a mixed bag there across the board. I do want to have a look at what that news on Meta is. Does not seem... that's a big old move to be flush and absorbed. If anyone knows, pop it in chat. I'm going to have a quick search now, see if I've missed a news headline in the last 5-10 minutes. Oh, okay. It was a Zuckerberg post. This will be a defining year for AI in 2025. I expect Meta AI will be leading the assistant, serving more than 1 billion people. Llama 4 will be leading state-of-the-art model. We'll be building an AI engineer that will be contributing increased amounts of code to our R&D efforts. To power this, Meta is building a 2GW data center that's so large it will cover a significant part of Manhattan. Will bring online 1 GW computer. We're planning on investing 60 to 65 billion in capex. Okay, so that's why it's spend. Spend going out will increase costs on the company, which will take potential net rev down in the short term. So that's why they had that flush. All right, let's get through the chat before we get into the open. A couple seconds left. Jeff, TR, Jonathan, Miguel, Thumper, Chris, Ramus, Peter Curry, Myron, Steve C, Idris, Mindful Matters, Exister, Camille, Sloth, and Kathy. Here we go into the open. Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a good night's sleep. I definitely didn't. I had a horrendous night's sleep. And let's see what we get in this market today. So remember, we've got news 9:45, 10 o'clock news. Market wants to move higher. The natural move for the market is to drift higher and take out that 110-ish level. The question is, how can we get involved for that move? Morning, Marek. So anything I'd be concerned about right today really would be a failed breakout. Remember, where problems come into the markets is where we get failed breakouts. Watching the mag, nice recovery from Meta there. Scooping up a little bit. We're going to keep a close eye on that. Tesla opening green, Nvidia green, Meta green, Google green, Apple green, Amazon trying to go red to green right now, Microsoft red. Right, I'm watching closely to see how we act here. We haven't taken the Asia high out yet. Just trying to base above. I want to see if dips get held this morning. Might be a little bit of back and forth until the newsprint comes out. Biggest buyer on the tape right now, making himself known, is down at 21,800. Way down. No reason to fill him unless we're going to go for a very, very deep pullback. Right, that would be a move. I just don't see that happening unless we're going to go into a big sell, which is possible, but that would be taking out all of yesterday's range. It would be a trade back inside. ES relative strength just took out previous day's high. NQ did not. Spiders holding their gains. All right, so we've got rotation in the Qs down. With a failed, well, a clear out, let's say, on the ES. So it's a pretty big move down so far into VWAP here. Qs through its VWAP. SPY nowhere near it. SPY trying to base above previous day close and around there. ES trying to do the same. Question really is, how far do they want to flush this before maybe scooping it to send it higher? So I'm watching this carefully here. We do have trendline liquidity built in London, which I'm very aware of. So if they want to come and take out these pivots, 995, 985, 976, 970, they can do. And was a failed breakout there on ES. We're watching the VIX. VIX still sub 15. Is this just the dip to get soaked and rip? Holding around VWAP here. So looking at this very, very closely, considering a scalp here. Just to start the day off with a little bit of money in this long for this little push up. Taking some partials on this first move as we hold that range that we created this morning at 840. If this firms up over the highs, I will think about adding. Otherwise, taking partials out into 32s here, where we just failed from on that wick. So very, very small scalp to start the day. And see if we firm up. This can just be the pullback to go lower. So I'm just being very, very cautious here. But that little dip into VWAP, which held into this range, just offered a little scalp up into here. If we firm up over here, we can think about higher. Watching very, very closely. VIX into 15s, just hanging out there right now. ES looks strong. Nice bounce on Meta. Wow, that was just really completely absorbed, that move. So do they sell this for a new leg down? Remember, we're inside consolidation right now from overnight and from the spike yesterday. So we haven't really cleared out at 50 or 60s, and that seems like a low-hanging fruit to take us up to 110. So just out of this now, just waiting. It was just a very, very light scalp this morning, just locking in a couple $100. Very cautious of this failed break. ES looking much, much better here, though. ES looks like it really wants to drive. Can the Qs get going with it? Holding these. Does it need to come down and take out Asia and London? So just London, sorry, not Asia. Or are we going to find that bid? If we start building liquidity up here, I'm really interested in this move. We can start reclaiming. VIX tapping on that door at 15. I want to see VIX melt lower. If VIX starts to gain momentum upside, then possibly this market needs to do a much, much deeper move. Remember, lower end of that range, we can come down to 80s very, very easily. Ideally, we don't do this all day. It is possible we build another inside day. Remember, we've got news 9:45, 10 o'clock, so might be some jostling for positions before that print. I'm watching closely here, holding VWAP again. NQ failing to get a closure underneath VWAP right now. ES printing new highs. Can the Qs get going now? Is this going to start to be building of the head on a microstructure around here to then build something like this up here? It needs to reclaim these levels where we failed from this morning. If it stays heavy versus here, there's a rotation trade back down possible. Still very, very early in the session. Only 7 minutes in. I'm just going to grab some water, team. Bear with me. Sorry about that. Yes, looking super strong. Q's lagging behind here, but they want to get going. QQQ stuck at VWAP. ES and the spiders looking like they want to move higher. QQQ's just stuck here. What's holding them down? Probably Nvidia right now. Nvidia, Microsoft, and Amazon all red, but they have a chance of going red to green. Problem with ES is if it does a failed breakout. All right, if it keeps moving up here and cannot sustain bids, it's going to add to sell pressure on the market. So watching now as the market comes down towards some of these pivots, all right, in this London session, how does it act here? Does it need to come back down? We're at point of control right now. Does it need to retest 956 from yesterday? Point of control created yesterday or not? That would be my question right now. Failed breakout on the ES there. All right, cleared out, coming back inside yet again. Not a good look. So maybe a deeper pullback coming in this market. Is that overnight low 70s? Question really is, how deep do they need to go to find buyers and trap shorts in looking for deeper moves? That's kind of what my mentality is. It's a bit like yesterday. Every move down is going to be done to trap shorts in the market to move higher. The question is, will they do that move higher today or not? Or is today just going to be some profit taking into key levels, balance out a little bit, and then wait? So retapping here into VWAP. Are they going to sell this VWAP? ES still holding its gains. Is this the move, the start of the squeeze off the head? Watching very, very carefully here. How long we got till news? 5-6 minutes. I want to see it build out liquidity up here. All right, this is where I want to see it build out liquidity. Then I know we're going to do this. Then I know shorts are trapped down here. I do not want to be attacking this to the upside. I want to kind of wait, let it shake out. Especially so close to news. If ES can base above previous day high, which it's trying to do right now, and SPYs are doing, it looks good for continuation. Just need the QQQ to join in here. Just need some strength to come in. Yeah, tons of trapping yesterday, totally. It's what you expect on an inside bar. So this is looking better now from the Qs. Now I want to see it trade up towards 40s and create a little bit of liquidity up there. There's a seller on the tape at around 55s. Ideally, I don't want it just to like smash straight through. I want it to come and base here or get up here and base here so we get a continuation trade in the ideal world. Yes, new highs. Most of the market now going green. So the only laggers right now are Nvidia and Microsoft. Most of the market green. Very close to news coming in. Remember, news 9:45 and 10 o'clock today. Really would love that move. Somewhere into this demand box would be amazing if we're going to clear out, and then that, and then that. That would be preferred move today, would be that kind of thing. Clear these out, and then this, something like that. Be good. If we go too deep, old point of control is here. Oh, this is the old VWAP. We can get rid of that. That's VWAP off the highs, which we're now in control of. If it really wants to be amazing for us, it's going to come and do this. That would be fantastic. Looking strong here now, isn't it? Very, very strong. Can we build out some liquidity up here? Are you going to be kind and build out some liquidity, or are you just going to go for a straight ripper? Got a little bit on just in case it goes for a little ripper here. I don't want to get trapped at the highs though. Watching ES print new highs again. Putin's talking right now about Trump. I'm taking this off. I'm going to wait. If Putin's going to talk and we've got news, I'm just going to be risk off, even though I think this one drifts higher. What I don't want is a nasty kill candle. In fact, I'm going to see what he was just saying. Russia, Putin. I want to say Russia has never refused from contacts with the US administration. I've had business-like, pragmatic relations with Trump. All pretty positive so far. Okay, news coming very, very shortly. I'm flat, just waiting. Just waiting. But book's starting to thin out here. So expecting some wild moves in this market. Potentially just because of a thin book. So buyers on the tape, there's a 200 lot down, just under 900. That would be a nice sort of entry point for swing longs. I don't know if they'll get that today. That would be around yesterday's point of control and under. And then there's another buyer at 800. And then there's sellers on the tape at 150, at 250, and at 300. I really don't want to see it move too low. If it moves too low, it's going to let some shorts out the market. What I'd like to see is just, oh, what a ripper. This is the problem with news events, eh? This is the problem. You try and be pragmatic with it, and this is what you get. So, drive higher, just cleared out previous highs here. ES is just off to the races right now. We need to let this book settle down because we've just cleared out previous day high. We're trading back inside more. Also, just be aware, Putin is talking. He's saying fairly pragmatic, nice things right now, saying he's willing to sit down, but there is unscheduled news, let's say, that's on. A nice drive there from ES, looking very, very strong. No way of getting involved in this in the queues right now. We've just cleared out previous day high. Like we said, we'd need to see it build out some liquidity here. This is what we didn't want to see. What we didn't want to see is just a drive up and a clear. This is going to make it a little harder to get involved. Still want to be a buyer, but looking at that PMI, what it came in at, flash PMI. Book's still thin. It's starting to add up towards 80s now, but book's very, very thin. Remember, we've cleared out. You have to be very careful of a failed breakout there. We've cleared out on news. It might want to come deeper. Can it hold this now and build this liquidity we talked about earlier? VIX dropping down, new lower day. So everything's pointing towards potential upside. It's just we need some levels built out here. That was pretty fast, pretty big. ATR spike to, what did we get there? 37 points. So watching to see if they build out here at previous day high, or if it's just a failed breakout. I still think upside's potential. So starting to see if we can build out here. We really need to see the flow zones catch up, and we don't have long. There's more news coming as well. So far, stuck at previous day high. Can this get a new flag and squeeze over? Clear this out for a move up to here. Remember, that's the ultimate target, that red line at the top. That's what we actually want to move towards and for. Okay, looking good here. Right, so this flag starting to play out. Just small, very small size, buying very high, very soon after news with another print coming. Sellers at 70, 75, and 85 right now. It is frustrating when it does stuff like this off one candle. Makes the structure a bit harder. Did they work on a 15-second? I have no idea. I've never tested them on a 15-second TR. They're looking good. ES trading back inside now. NQs would need to hold previous day high for that squeeze up towards 110. I don't trade on anything less than a 1 minute. I don't think you can get a huge amount out of it. I mean, if you're trading less than that with how I trade. If you're scalping, sure, you can get a few points and stuff, but your change of character and break of structure on something like a 15-second are going to happen non-stop. So you need to see if it can hold these levels here now, or this move. If it can't, you want to be very cautious on this next news event. Mag 7, all green now other than Microsoft. Right, so everything's looking pretty bullish here. New lows on the day for the VIX. But our bids absorbed. Remember, your range right now is only 70 points this morning. So that first, what were you in, 20 minutes? 70-point range. That's all you've got so far. Here's previous day high, check for the Qs or for the NQ, not for ES. It's got a long way to go down to do that. Another 5-point flush it would need. So technically now we've cleared out Asia high. Right, so we never swept London Ho. We've never swept the London low, but we have taken out the Asia high. That's funny. Do me a favor, hit that like button, team. Lots of you on stream right now. And we're looking for higher prices, ideally a trade up to that 22,110-ish. Okay, if we can hold previous day high, build out liquidity here, possible for that move. But again, the next issue we're going to be having right now is the next news block. So you see how quickly news moves. So need to be proactive into this next news block. How much more juice has it got? Holding 50s nicely, building out a new flag here. Is this going to be the next leg of this squeeze up? All right, so we're looking for a break of 70s now and to just take us up to that 110. Looking pretty good here. Flow zone starting to catch up now. Holding previous day high like we talked about. Flag to go. Everything's setting up. Just need to see buyers come in and smash all these sellers out the way. And then we should get a lovely move up just like this. So we want to see it hold its bids. It needs to hold bids. Beautiful. There we go. All right, partial into that. Holding runners now. Can we get up to 110? Nice work, team. Everything we said playing out. We needed to build liquidity around here once we got above it versus previous day high. We're looking for this move into red line now. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to be a bit more proactive than usual just because I know we've got a newsprint in 7 minutes. Morning, Tyson. Draw on liquidity. Ultimate draw is up here. Nice little squeeze on that last plate. Just need to be careful with these newsprints, right? So very, very light now. Sold lots into that last push. Like I said, I'm being more cautious than usual just because of the newsprints more than anything. I want to see us trade through 95 and then 110. And after that, we've got room. Another 100 plus points. Looking good here. Market strong. Tesla 1.25% up. Nvidia 0.5% up. Meta now over 1.6% up. So that dip was completely absorbed, right? That post that Zuck got that did a like huge drop, got completely absorbed. Google 1.1% up. Amazon 0.33% up. Apple just under 0.5% up, and Microsoft 0.33% down. So here you go. 5 minutes until a new hourly bar, a new 4-hour bar, and a newsprint. So I'm risk off here, as in I've locked most in, stopped break even, takes it out on a runner. That's absolutely fine. I'm not going to be adding into this new bar with an unknown like the news. Like, even though I think these are potentially good areas for longs, if we're going to trade all the way upside to that 100, 110. Deeper drive would be great. The more shorts stuck in this, the better. So for those just joining, we've been looking long all morning. All right, very simple. We've been looking long. These pivots all morning. Ultimate target is here. Everything above that, we have room into here. So we're kind of thin in this block, and we can get to here. So if we can get above this, we can maybe get a move up there. So we might do something like this if we're really going to go for it today. A reminder, you've got news coming at 10 o'clock. You've got a new 4-hour bar. We held point of control overnight at 22,000. Let's just have a quick look at the 4-hour. 4 hours looking so good, guys. If you think back to earlier in the week, what we were talking about that we'd like, how the market is fractal. We're just building and using liquidity. If we get up here and do this, we are going to go on a monster. That will unlikely be today, but next week, very, very possible. So we are looking fantastic on terms of the hourlies, and the 4-hour charts looking very, very good. All right, so stop break even here. Taking this one off. Going to wait for news. If it goes on a ripper without me at news, I've just got to take that on the chin, because I'm not going to be holding into a news event like this. Not when we're printing highs of week and I'm buying high to go higher. Cannot be holding like that. ES trading to previous day high. SPY's got a bit deeper to come. SPY trading into VWAP. So do they soak these levels on ES and SPY? Remember, they've had relative strength today. They've absolutely ripped off the morning print over there on the spiders. Session volume profile, Miguel. Just using a session volume profile. Just to see where volume's built up from previous sessions. Previous day high, holding again there. Across both indexes, so both the NQ and the ES tapped into previous day high and holding. That's very bullish if it's going to continue to do that. Sellers on the tape at 87 and 100. Remember, we're looking for that trade into 110. That would be the ideal scenario. The only reason I'm not in this anymore is because we're coming into that news. If it goes without me, so be it. I'm going to stick to my rules. I will not. I'm happy to hold positions in, but I had a stop in there, break even, which we've just tagged. So I took money on that move up, break even on this. So I don't know what I made there, like 30 points. Because what I don't want is to not have a stop in and have this market on a news event, put a big wick down here and then go right back up. It's like cause me max pain. I'd rather wait. I can always rejoin once it confirms that it wants to go back up, if it's going to do that. Instinct says it's probably just as likely to just do this, but I'm not a gambling man. I have to play off structure. It's a really good hold from the ES there versus previous day high, and it's a really good hold from the SPY on its VWAP. The market looks Very, very bullish right now. Multi-time frame up, right? You have it up here. It's telling you. Lower time frame and higher time frame up. If we're going to trend, though, I'd like to see the flow zones start to open up. Here's your 10 o'clock print. Books thinned out. Seen anything hit the wire yet? This should be consumer sentiment. I see the home sales. I haven't seen consumer sentiment. Is it delayed? There we go. 1 year inflation final. 3.3 versus 3.2. So it's coming a little bit hot. But the sentiment's good. 71.1 versus 73.2. It's coming cooler. It's a small miss on the final. So 69.3 versus 70.2. What's the inflation forecast? Has come in line for the 5-year. Any big misses? No huge misses there. All right, so we're through the news, at least. That's something. ES back to its previous day high. NQ back to previous day high. Building out liquidity here, potentially for this move up, as long as it can hold and do this. Still remain bullish on this. All right, until things change. Still says to me it wants to drift upside. The hardest thing is going to be the ES, because the ES did such a good move compared to what we've done on the SPY. The ES has done a really, really nice move. So big pullback here. Still news hitting the wire. Still got it hitting the wire. So you can see it in Discord. So back to previous day close here on the ES. Coming back to previous day high and around that on the spiders. Reabsorbing VWAP there. Is this the dip that they're going to use to rip higher, or do they need to come deeper and trap more? Or are we going to do in a tight consolidation? Remember, it's only 78-point range so far this morning. Probably a third of what we've been doing. Here's a deeper wash, and you can see why I don't like playing news events. Previous day close here on the ES. Spiders have a bit more to go into previous day high on the ETF. Very, very close. Absorbing 5-minute flow zones here for now. We can potentially wash. Remember, a bigger wash on here. We have lots of London liquidity built in this trend up. So if it wants to go and attack it, it can. I can show you better. Yes, right here. Here we go. You're already on that chart. It has lots of these to attack if it wants. Remember, we've cleared out Asia high. If it wants to clear out London low, it will just drift down into this. And then maybe under there, we can think about a trap. Maybe. This level here of sort of consolidation we put in yesterday will be key. And this is where we broke out from yesterday. So where's my... This can keep building towards here. It might need to absorb and then go. Yeah, yields are popping on that news. The VIX popped all the way. It's so weird. Popped all the way up to 1504 and just got slammed. VIX trading back downside again. So we're risk off the market, but the VIX is also risk off right now. So divergence in at play right here. So just letting it settle. ES to VWAP now. Remember, if this wants to attack London, it can. It's taken Asia already in the morning session. If it wants to attack London, it can. I like those kind of afternoon breakout levels, 980, 960, somewhere around there. The deeper it comes into there, the more interested I'm going to be in looking for a bullish pattern from there. If it fails those levels, then I'm going to be thinking more about a wash all the way down to 900. In a sell right now. Can't be buying these dips right now in this short time frame sell. So far, we're just in range rotation, taking Asia, trading back inside overnight range. This is the top of London here, and the VWAP, does it hold this? If it fails this, then probability is we go and attack that London low. And then we look for a potential bullish pattern underneath that, because that would be higher time frame demand. Point of control here is basically 22,005. So how we act there, if we start getting a weak there when we trade into yesterday's point of control, which would be 960, that will be if we get anywhere near yesterday's point of control, that would be a spot that I start to get very interested in participating as a bull. Not just off a slam in. I need to, obviously, to see structure build out, but it's a much better area. It's basically the bottom of what would be a right shoulder. Just flat right now. Apple going red on the day now. In terms of structure, we still look very bullish. Like if I zoom out, we look very, very bullish. ES holding previous day high or previous day close, or just dipping under it, but the SPY is holding it, right? The cash ETF is holding it. So extended up and over it, and it's come back into it, and it's trying to hold. It's had no 5-minute closure underneath that level. Do they get relief here? Is this the dip that they're going to absorb? It's not a very big dip if it is, but it's possible. I'd much rather see this come lower at this point and take out London lows. Not looking for shorts today. I'm not looking for shorts today. Want to stay pro trend. It's an easier trade pro trend. If it protects this and this is the high, then this pullback is probably a golden zone pullback. Yeah. Tricky when we're mid-range like this and I'm just watching lower time frame, but SPY stuck between previous day high and VWAP right now. ES the same, but stuck the other way around, interestingly enough. QQQ under VWAP, under previous day high. I said right now, if it's not going to hold this golden level, then really I'd like to just see it go and attack those London lows. Just go and take them all out. But the market is holding up pretty well here. ES is trading at low of day right. Yes, VIX is trading at low of day right now in the New York session. Still sellers on the tape at 87 and 100. Buyers on the tape at 22,000. 22,000 is the current point of control from overnight. Break down through that, then I'd like to see us go and test yesterday's point of control, which would be the demand block that we broke out from before the close yesterday, that last hour candle into close. Before that, would not mind a trade into there at all. But do they build a bear flag here to go and attack the London low? Or is this just the pullback to be absorbed? I'm not bidding on this for sure. Not bidding on this. I'd rather, I know it sounds stupid, but I'd rather bid up here and know that shorts are trapped. Otherwise, this is a possible move. Inverted cup and handle. Like here, you mean? Yeah, I mean, it's possible for this move here. Lower time frame, just lower time frame. But I think everything else looks good. 5 minute looks good. Hourly looks good. Every other time frame looks very, very good right now. We think about, go to here, put this on a 5. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. All right, we're still holding. This low created this high. This low created this high. This can still be a pullback and a rotation. If we break under here, then maybe we come and clean this out first. And then from here, do we get bullish for a move back up? Or are we going to remain heavy and go risk off on the day? That's kind of where my head is right now. I'm definitely not buying these, though. You can see the momentum is down. We've moved into a sell. There's your bear flag starting to build out. So now it feels like low-hanging fruit will be these guys down here. It will want to run some of these stops down here. But I like playing pro trend, right? The pro trend for me is upside. So I'm trying to leave these alone, even though it can drift lower. What I want is to join the trend upside. Once the lower time frame gets back into a buy, I want to be joining that, because that for me is what the daily wants to do. It's what the hourly wants to do. It's what the 15-minute wants to do. It's what the 5-minute wants to do. So I just want to play the upside because that's the easier play right now. I can't just guess the bottoms. It will need to show me. I need to know when this market has finished pulling back on a higher time frame. Remember, we talked about it at the open. Any sell today will just be a higher time frame pullback leg. All right? Any sell today, if we're thinking about the market's doing this towards all-time highs, right? Maybe we're doing this right now. That's your sell. This move's much more powerful. So we didn't even get to point of control there, 22.05. Haven't even made it yet. Where did we get to? Not far away. Down here is point of control on the overnight session. Through there, then I think we can trade all the way down here. And this is the point of control I'm interested in. So if you're in this short, it makes total sense right now to be in this short. I'm just focused on the longs. But if you're in this short, looking for that sweep of London will take you all the way down to 70. So you're going to have to partial out into that. And beneath that, you might be able to get a runner down into the top of yesterday's value area high. Also 970. And then 960, 950s, 960s for the point control. All right, so nothing wrong with being short here. If you're taking this short, nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I'm looking for today. But it is a setup. We also expect it, right? We expect some selling after we take out all-time highs. ES and the SPY taking out all-time highs and just pulling back into the kind of areas where we started to find some consolidation overnight on the ES and the spiders. Drifting lower. Thank you, Marek, with the super. Appreciate you greatly. Thank you very much. So if you're in this short, still looking very good for you, drifting down, make sure you're paying yourself a little bit here, right? Into old point of control right here, right now, and then you're looking for that wash into the London lows, all right? So if you're in this short, you're now looking for point of control here, and then you're looking for the wash into London lows, which would be right here, this wick here. And then you can see that we've built up volume yesterday here. So we kind of expect this and maybe a rotation back up. If that fails, then we go deeper. But you're looking very good here, those in the short for this bear flag continuation move. It's a nice play. So extending the initial balance a little bit here. You look very, very nice in this. ES also fading off here. VIX, trying to find a bid. You look good for rotation lower here. It looks really good to at least come and attack those London lows. But just remember, you're finding a little bit of resistance or a little bit of support here on the old point of control overnight. I would really expect you to come and take out sort of 70s, 75, 70s. So be holding runners for that. But make sure you've paid yourself. If you've taken this move on the short side, there's your sell signal, stuck at flow zones. This is a really nice move down. Here's your first level of liquidity. Then you're looking for these down here. But just pay yourself along the way, because remember, you are counter trend on the higher time frame. Not in this session, but as soon as you zoom out and you look at the higher time frame, you will understand your counter trend. So you must pay yourself some money. Definitely gonna treat myself to coffee and lunch out today with that, Marek. Thank you. Anyone who wants to buy me lunch, there's a tab at the bottom. Alsham Jr. closed your short from 64. So you took this breakdown up here. A little bit risky for me, that, but it's paid for you. I prefer once we do these moves, right? Once you have the clear move and then rebuild out for continuation. But as long as you stick to your thesis, if you had a reason to take that, well done, because it's a fantastic trade. It's paid you a lot of money. But here's the bounce off the overnight point of control, right? So you have to pay yourself. I still think we can move lower, all right? There's still low-hanging fruits under here if it wants to get weak into the London lows, all right? There's still chances to come and liquidate these London traders. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, we can liquidate them. This is a trend line creating liquidity. So if it wants to wash down, it can start to liquidate some of them. I would still feel like it has a good chance to do that. And then we have an old point of control in here, right here at the top of this range. So a liquidation event and a bounce like this would be nice. That's the type of thing I would like to play. That's what I'm looking for. But if you're in the short, you can keep holding your runners for that move. It's trying to hold that 22,000 right now. It's trying to hold that old point of control. We did extend the initial balance on the day. We have another 10 minutes technically until we actually set that IB, but we extended it because we extended this low down here. I'd really like to see this just get slammed into deeper and then get shorts chase for the break. And then I know their entry point and I can have a good estimate of where their pain point might be at that point. If we don't put in a bullish signal in the demand block underneath, I'm not going to be buying. I will need to see, right, some form of extension and trap, and then flow zone support this, and I can play back upside. If it just wants to be a pullback day, it can just, we can have a 2-day inside bar, right? So we can have yesterday inside and today inside on the Qs. You get those in Discord. We did talk about that this morning. It is possible, and that's fine. It's Freaky Friday. I've had a good week. Fridays are not my best days. I would say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my favorite days in the market. Wednesday, Thursday, especially for the weekly models. This week was a bit odd because we had a bank holiday Monday, so it makes it a little bit more tricky for that weekly model. There's the extension down. So this is what I was talking about. This is the move it should be doing. Now, you should be holding here really for try and take out 70s, right? You want to try and get through 71. And that point of control, I would be covering on those moves down through 71, taking some partials off all the way into 60s. And then I'd be waiting to see how it acts there. If it remains heavy, you might get a new leg down. But if they absorb it, it is a good level for higher time frame buyers to be looking to play off. Hopefully that all makes sense for you. The levels that we're trying to trade down to and the reasons why. It wants to inflict pain on bulls who are long in London right now. Looking good here. Your trend is very much down. Right? Your trend is down here on this session. Since that peak high, little head and shoulder at the top, failure, and then you got the continuation trade. Who took that short? Who took that short? Hopefully some of you took that short. I'm sticking with my guns. I know what I'm looking for, but it was a setup there. We talked about it. Nice, TR. Good work. Good work, team. Everyone who took that short, good work. Yes, starting to take out some key levels here. SPY into opening print. Pretty sure. Is it through opening print? What's your open? Yeah, it's through it. Yeah, looking for 80s. Yeah, 80s is good. I honestly think you're going to get it. You should really trade down into 70s. What you don't want is a reclaim of that overnight point of control. Like that sort of 22,005. Where's my mouse? There it is. You don't really want it to get sort of 22,005, 22,010. You really want that to stay heavy and then continue to drive down into the 70s. I think you look good for that move right now. Yeah, micros is fine, mate. Even when you finish the course, micros is fine. Depending on account size, micros can pay a lot of money and it can help you stay a little bit more flexible in the trades. The spiders are coming into that range that they created in the after hours yesterday and in the pre-market today. Qs are coming into the bottom of that range, right? The bottom of that range. So watching very, very carefully here. Oh, spiders, S&P, SPY. ES, SPY, SPX. They're all spiders. NQ, QQQ, just refer to it as the Qs. If you hear me say the Qs, I'm probably referring to the ETFs. If you hear me saying the spiders, I'm probably referring to the ETFs more than the futures. They're finding some bids here. Like I said, you want to be careful if it starts to reclaim that point of control. Very close to a new 5-minute bar and then a new half-an-hour bar in 5 minutes. I'd still like to see this shove lower first. Would like to see it shove lower first. Not options, but I will buy the commons for swings. When I say swings, for like 5 and 10 year swings. So what I'd love right now in the market is an absolute roll off, but I just don't think we're going to get it. Here we go. Shove it down, shove it down, shove it down. Lower the better. Lower the better. Commons, stock. Normal stock. Not options, just normal stock. So nothing leveraged, not like T triple Q, just Q, QQQ, or SPY. Yeah, tagged into the 4 hour, it did indeed. No. Stock on the ETF. So not playing options, you can play actual common stock on the ETF. So buying into QQQ. So I don't play anything sell side. I don't short on the ETS. It's just really looking to accumulate good positions for long-term investments. Exactly. Just really investments. Thank you. Coffee's arrived. Oh, it's a good one today. She didn't like that. It is a good one. Good coffee. It's not always a good coffee, I tell you, ladies and gents. It's not always a good coffee. Sometimes it's burnt and bitter. All right, hanging around that old POC then, all right? I really want to see this flush for you guys through 70s into around 50s. That would be nice, and then we can see how it acts. That's what I'd like to see happen. I think that's a great trade for everyone that's in short, and it will make it a bit better for people like me who are looking to see if they trap shorts who are chasing the lows down here. All right, so all you guys are smart. Some of you got short up there. Most of you probably got short here for the continuation trade. That's a great trade. Partials into here. And then hopefully some idiots try and get short here and we do this move and I can play it back up. What I am going to be aware about is that liquidity lower. Very interestingly, VIX is continuing to sell off here. So we have divergence in the market. Market pulling back. All right, new low of day on the ES, on the SPY, on the QQQ. VIX is continuing to sell off down towards previous day low. Something will change here. Either the VIX will find a big bid and go on a ripper and we're going to dump, or the market will turn around. PDC, yeah, right here. Hang on. PDC's up here, isn't it? Got those the wrong way around on my chart. I might have to change the colors of that so I remember. What should we do PDC as? Maybe I just do open as blue and PDC as white. There we go. That will help you remember in the future. All right, so here we go. Here's your move, ladies and gents. Not always, Aaron. Not always, but it's a bloody good way to trade. Sometimes I'm looking for something a bit earlier, but these are pretty safe. These are pretty safe way to trade because that's when you're getting confirmation, right? So if I get something like this down here and I enter here, I'm not going to get confirmation with the signal until about here. So it really depends on the trade setup. But yeah, they're a very safe way to trade. There are guys who are in the Discord who, some of them have left, who have basically just found ways to just trade off the diamonds and nothing else. So they wait for the diamond to print and then they play the next bar. And they're doing very well off it. So initial balance now printed. All right, so a failed auction would be something like this. That would give me extra thesis of what I'm looking for. It doesn't have to do it. We can get a continuation. Yes, TR, these diamonds that are printing, this is this signal right here. Boom. There's your push. Still didn't take out his previous day open. Still hasn't taken out all of the London, but it has taken some of it out. It can still move lower. It can still move lower, but it's trying to find a squeeze here. There is some covering. Like I said, you have divergence with the VIX. This is the big thing right now. There is divergence with the VIX. That's a decent move on ATR. I don't know if I just see some China news hit the tape there. VIX still drifting lower. I can't buy yet. Everything's telling me buy right now, and I can't. I cannot go. There's no reason to yet. I've got to wait. Everything tells me that we're about to do a little squeezer here. But sticking to the rules, not playing what's in my head, playing what's in front of me. New low of day on the VIX again. Major divergence here across the markets. That'd be the main reason that I'm thinking like the market might move upside here, is just the VIX, even though we haven't taken out those key levels. And we're back above that point of control. So hanging around overnight point of control. Oh, a headache just started right at the back of my head. Not fun. TR going to complete the course over the weekend. Yeah, good stuff, mate. Good stuff making your way through it. Aaron's saying the course is great. So is the community. Yeah, we're a tight-knit community. Even, yeah, it could be that coffee, actually. You're right. Even when I'm not there, there's plenty of guys. You'll see Foster Scott, Ryan, Coop, all helping out in chat, all saying what they're looking at, all giving feedback on their charts so you can learn from them. Very, very good traders. This is a banger of a headache just started. It's very cute. It's not like me. Maybe my man bun's too tight. Maybe that's what it is. I had a nightmare yesterday after I got off stream, walked the dog, dropped my glasses somewhere. So those Burberry glasses you see me wear on stream, the black ones, which are have really good lenses in for my stigmatism, are gone. Someone's probably found them and picked them up. They're the type of ones that go turn into sunglasses in the sun, and they're going to pick them up and think those look cool, I'm robbing you, and they're going to put them on and realize the guy that owned them is fucking blind and they're not going to be able to see a thing. So we're just dancing around here. We still have an initial balance low here that we're trying to protect. Yeah, exactly. Karma TR. They're going to put them on and not be able to do a thing with them. That will teach them. That will teach them. And I reckon it's someone in my building as well, you know. I live in an apartment block. I reckon it's someone here. I think I dropped them on the ground. Blind as a bat. I don't wear these for fun. I know they look shit, but I can't see, right? I do this. That is a blur right now. It's terrible. This weekend might be the time to get contacts. Right, we're starting to try and build out here to try and have this push up. It's still early. Flow zones haven't flipped, but it's the VIX that made me feel like we were about to go on a squeeze. I didn't take anything because I'm sticking to the rules, but oh, I'm going to kick myself, aren't I? It's going to be one of those days. I'm going to try and let this build out for a minute. I would have preferred if we went and swept London low, because the thing is we can reject VWAP here. So again, hands off, sticking to my rules. It's okay. It's Friday. Even though my gut instinct, just from being on the screen long enough, said we're about to go on a squeeze, which we are, we trade the rules. We don't trade gut. We trade the rules. And it's not really offering much range anyway. What would I be up? 15 points? Who cares? There's nothing. We want to get the rotation when it's finished puking for a full move all the way back. VIX still dripping down. New low of day. Sub 1470. Remember, previous day low into 1460. I have a huge demand block on the VIX from 1460 down to 1425. So I do expect it, even if it breaks the last two lows of day, it's been down there twice, even if it snaps and goes lower, I expect it to sort of find some bits. Doesn't need to be today, but I think it will steady itself out. Morning, Foster Scott. Did you get those longs this morning in ES, my friend? Everything we talked about yesterday, I saw that you were long, took it off before the close, and then it went and did that ripper without you. It happens sometimes, mate. It happens. Don't worry about it. Well, we got the trade that we talked about all week, didn't we? New all-time highs were coming. It's interesting. I talked with my dad. He was like, I'm going to sell NQ on Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to take a short position. I think we're going to roll over. And I was like, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to punish the shorts and go to all-time highs. So he told me he didn't do it. Whether that's true or not it's a different thing. If he's watching this, I fucking hope you didn't take a short position on the futures. Only when you're live. I don't actually. Only when you're live. But you can do it with your own cash, obviously. Here's a squeeze up again. Rotation off the initial balance low here back towards the VWAP. Okay, so if we reclaim VWAP, we're going to look at how we use this here. Really, I really want us to come and do a knife down into this first. It's much, much cleaner if we do that. Much cleaner. 5 minute can still be in a sell. All right, we can still sell versus these levels here. All right, failure under here. This can be a back test. This would be nice, and then me long here. I'm not going to say what was just in my head there. Behave yourself. Not really, Kathy. Not really, because we didn't spend any time together in our youth. But I was fascinated when I visited like trading floors and stuff. I did get offered jobs after sort of reconnecting with him and being on some floors. And I was lucky enough. I had some like interviews at like Morgan Stanley and where else was it? And Deutsche. I was going way back. That's going back about 20 years now. Steve C, hold through end of day. Not sure about the weekend. So you can hold through. You're saying you could hold through Monday to Friday, potentially. Is that what you mean? So they do the clearing hour. You can hold through that clearing hour from 5 to 6. That's pretty good. That's pretty good if they do. So here's the move what we want. Come on. Flush down. Come lower. Come lower. Draw on liquidity is lower. We want it to go lower. We want it to go and take out London. We want it to test the old point of control. Then Alex can think about getting long at a good area and know that there's range to trade upside. And if it doesn't set up the long, then I'm going to be done for the day with those scalps I had this morning. It's okay. I know I didn't get the shorts. We called the shorts, but I'm sticking with my thesis where I want the market to come to. Market is looking heavy, though. I have to be aware of that. VIX finding that bounce now, so trading back inside the initial balance, protecting the last 2 days lows. Apple now red on the day. Microsoft over 0.5% down. Amazon 0.33% down. Nvidia 1.1% down. So there is the start of the clear out. Very, very close to that London low now. Really still want it to drive a little bit lower. Por favor. Please keep coming down, market. Pay my traders who are in this and give me a good opportunity. So previous day open here at blue line. Overnight low is 73. We got very, very close. And we have same area, which is value area high, and then point of control 60. If we fail that point of control, then we can do a full rotation to 900. So if the market's going to stay heavy, I'm not going to keep buying it. All right, it needs to show me something bullish in and around here. If it gets under here and rejects, we're going to come down to here. All right, because it's not too thick in here. It can do that rotation. So this is not a like buy dip, add scenario. This is it has to trap and show me it wants to go for a rotation back up scenario. We're risk off Friday. If there's profit taking into Friday, then it can go sideways. $20 minutes until we get that new hourly bar. Lower the better. Still lower the better, in my opinion. Take this hoodie off. Getting hot in here. Sun's starting to come in. Been super warm the last few days in Southern California. Which is not great for these fires as more and more continue to come. More and more assholes keep setting them alight for some bizarre reason. It's a bit of a slower day, but hopefully most of you are still holding from here. Breaking down. Like we said, we're looking for 70s and then underneath that old point of control. That's what you should be holding your short for. Am I in this? No, I am not. I'm not in this. No, not all done at all, TR. There was a new one started a couple of days ago. It's going to take weeks and weeks and weeks for them to even put them all out. It's still very dry here. There's no water on the horizon. They can still continue to spread. So remember, on the book, those buyers are still on the book down there. All right, huge order lot down at 900, 225 lot. And then an order lot down at 800. So if we fail that old point of control, that rotation down into 900 looks very, very possible, especially with that magnet on the book to do it. Really, I would like to see one more flush here and sort of a trap low put in and a return back inside the initial balance. So I'd like to look for a failed rotation, ideally after taking out London low. I really don't want it to just hold here and drift upside. I would like it to take out London low, maybe touch that point of control, then return inside of initial balance. Then I'll think about that trade. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be hands off. And I'm okay with that. Made very little money today. It's not bad. Made enough, but I've had a good week. And I know my stats on Fridays and Mondays. They're not bad, but my edge is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, especially Wednesday, Thursday. So TR saying, Tesla coiling for a move. Miguel, in Florida, it's unusually cold. Yeah, I read that. Earlier in the week. Crazy weather patterns right now. We're not too far away from where we started finding consolidation yesterday before the breakout into close. And that's what I'm kind of looking for. Can we come into that area and find bids? Because that would be a breakout retest. We'd go back to retest that area. The ES would have to come so much lower to do that, and that is a slight concern. You got snow on the beach. Wow. And you're saying, BU saying it's cold in Houston as well. Crazy. Well, it's been so dry and hot here. There's no snow on any of the mountains here. So no snowboarding for me this year. And we're almost at the end of January. I mean, it's insane. And places like Mount High and stuff, I'm not interested in going up there for fake snow. I want the real stuff, or I'm not interested. This will be second year in a row which I haven't snowboarded. We want to see a flush into this blue box somewhere. Deeper the better, really. Somewhere in here. If it overextends and then reclaims this, then I'm going to be thinking about a trade upside. If it just stays heavy, I can't trade this for an upside move. I've just got to admit that I should have been short, which is fine, and probably not take a trade. Even though if it does that, it can trade down towards 900. It looks very much like we're going to print a Thursday, Friday inside bar here today, which might be good for the Bollinger Bands. Still protecting that initial balance low. Turning back inside the IB low on the ES. Really want to see just one more flush down. Still protecting that IB low. Oh, man. I really don't want to see this move away from here. Back into that old point of control here. 13 minutes until a new hourly bar. Please don't move away from this. Don't move away from this. Go and take it out first. After the Asia high is broken, does it still hold significance in your trading? Well, after we swept it, after we swept that Asia high, the next level, once we started failing, remember this is supply up here. After we swept it and we couldn't sustain bids above this pivot, then the next level it was likely to come to is London. Right, so London swept Asia low. Right, so it took out buyers in Asia. Then it took out sellers in Asia. And now New York's going to take out, or trying to take out, buyers of Asia, of London. This looks like it's going to protect this IB low here. This is a little bit annoying. I want optimum entry. I don't want to be chasing this into VWAP. Really don't want to be doing that. I want it to drift lower first. If we'd based above London, then we had a chance for that move, for a continuation move. All the time we're above London and previous day high, we had a chance for the continuation move into 21,110. All right, but once we traded back inside, they came back downside. They were hunting now for the lows that we put in overnight. ES2 VWAP here. I still want one more shove down. All right, one more shove down. I want one more shove down. And then this, and then I'll think about getting long. We can do this, is what I'm thinking. I really don't want this to just drift higher. I want one more shove. So I'm telling myself I'm going to be super fussy on this. I still think the draw is higher, but one more shove down would be ideal. ES2 VWAP, NQ2, that old point of control. If we can get a shove down and a clear out, and then a turnaround, then I can really have a bit more confidence about getting long, and then I'm really going to get long. I'm going to try, if the market is going to hold those bids and higher time frame buyers come in, and this is the end of the pullback leg, then in theory, I should be looking for a break of structure, which means I should be looking to take out current highs of day for a move to 2110, which is the draw on liquidity I would like to see us move towards. ES2 VWAP again here. Possible, Al Sam, yeah, possible. I mean, like I said, it's just a thesis, right? It doesn't have to do it. it can stay heavy. We can go risk off and go for a new leg. We can do this and more buyers come in here, right? And this would probably not happen today. This might happen today and this might be next week. But I'm just telling myself this constantly because I'm like, we are still in a sell. So I can't be buying this. We're in a sell. I'm expecting lower prices right now. The market has targets to aim lower for. If that changes, I can think about it. But right now, we're in a sell signal. Flow zones are down. There are clear levels that it should be aiming for lower. Yeah, whole market's dropping right now. Tesla very close to going green to red. Whole market's dropping. Really, what I'm looking for is a steal of liquidity, a failed auction underneath initial balance, trade back inside initial balance, and then initial balance trade back to the upside. That's effectively what I'm looking at this point. If that doesn't present itself, I'm not going to trade. Freaky Friday. I had a great week. There is absolutely no effing way I'm forcing my way into this market on a Friday. It gives me what I want, or it doesn't give me anything. Are any of you still holding runners? Tyson, I know you were looking for covers into 80s. Did you get your size off there? Did you pay yourself some money? Yeah, me neither. CC, not joining this range. I want lower to go higher right now. I want lower prices to enable me to think about going higher. ES getting stuck at VWAP here. I'm just watching it. Tap, 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 tap. If it trades through it, might miss an optimal entry. But come on. Come on, NQ. Just for once, do the move for me on stream first. Yeah, on QQQ. Yeah, on QQQ, I really like that sort of afternoon level, that sort of 531.25 down to 530. There was a pullback on QQQ at like 1:30 yesterday into 20 past 2 that held VWAP up, and then we just put in a higher low and coiled, and then we based around there. So really, if it holds like 531 anywhere around there on QQQ, I think that's a nice level. Let me check a fib on that as well, just out of interest from that open yesterday to there. And that would also be a 50% pullback on the QQQ. So that would be a nice entry if it can pull back and hold around 531, in my opinion, for potential calls. If it starts letting go of that, though, I'd be very, very cautious that it doesn't want to run all the way down to 529. Hopefully that makes sense. Small caps trader. That's how I would be looking at it anyway. 531.15. Yeah, that's nice. That's the close on like a 10-minute where you've got all those wicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before that huge bullish candle up on like a 5 or a 10-minute. Somewhere around there. You'd want to see it hold it though. ES getting stuck at VWAP. Do you know what I'm thinking now? I really need to pee. And I'm thinking as soon as I go, it's going to do the move. Right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Don't you dare. Yes, made it back in time. There we go. No harm done. Made it back in time. All right, just under 70 on stream right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button. At least half of you haven't done that. Let's get up to 50. We're always looking to get up to 50 for the day. I'm here for free. It doesn't cost you anything. If you want to be kind, you can share this stream with your mates. I'm watching very cautiously here. This is starting to look a little bit squeezy, this kind of play here. I really want this. I really, really want that move, but I'm going to just watch it carefully. CC, thoughts about trading gold? Yeah, someone asked me that yesterday. I like gold. I just never play it. Currently pulling back into VWAP right now on gold. It's got a bit of trend line liquidity. I'd be buying probably dips on gold into 773s. Really, the better area is 767, 760. But it's holding a VWAP very, very nicely there on gold right now. But if I was going to play gold, I'd really want to be playing either Asia session or swinging it, really. Whole market bleeding right now. ES down on the day, NQ down on the day, RTY just gone red on the day, YM red on the day, SPY red on the day, QQQ red on the day, VIX red on the day, Dixie red on the day, everything red on the day other than gold. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin also holding its gains up just under 2%. Trading inside range right now, but holding around that 106,000. Come on, market, please. Bleed out. Just fucking do it. So sick of it, waiting. Bleed out, market. Give me optimal entry place, please. Being very patient here. I want to be rewarded. I want you to bleed, and then I want you to tell me that you want me to buy you. And if I've sat here for an hour and a half without shorting and you don't do that, then F you, market. I'm not going to trade you. I'm going to take my humble $530 and go to the gym and get some food. Hear my stomach rolling. So hungry. Come on, QQQ. It almost went wick to wick there. It hit 531, what, 39 or something? 40s? Come on, just like go and do the full move. ES rejecting VWAP. ES looks like it wants to have one more swipe underneath the initial balance, which would be good for us if it will do that. No reason to buy this yet. There's absolutely no reason to buy this yet. Your structure is still saying down, right? Your pivot technically is this high, which made this low. This is all internal. We would like this, right? And then ideally we want this. That would be way better because then I can get an optimal entry. Otherwise, it's going to use these highs. We want lower prices. So far today, this has been telling us lower prices. No reason to be buying. No reason to buy. No reason to buy. No reason to buy. No reason to buy. Now a reason to buy. And it doesn't have to do it. Right? That's the other thing. I know I'm saying what I want, but I'm also okay that it doesn't have to do it. It can keep drifting. VIX trying to go through a key level here at around 79s. If it can pump through that, it has a trade upside, which will help the market get weaker. Here we go. Come on, market. Bleed, 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 bleed. I should just be in this short, shouldn't I? What pen am I using? It's just whatever this is. The paintbrush or whatever it is. Is that what you're talking about? Right here. Brush is what I'm using. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, market. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. You look good for lower prices here. Stop auctioning up. Start auctioning down. Oh, so boring. I've had nice reads on it. I think what's frustrating me is I'm not in it short when I know I should be, and I'm waiting for the long. So now I just have to sit here and watch all you lot make money. Watch all of you make money without me. Holding the daily level there, that blue line, previous day open. ES back inside its initial balance. NQ back inside its initial balance. Still haven't taken out the low-hanging fruit liquidity. Maybe we won't do it. Remember, point of control. We're into a new hourly bar here as well, by the way. So that's also key. So we just traded up to the previous hour. 22, is that right? 22,000 is going to be key, as is 22,005, 2210. So a new hourly bar. If we can sweep the previous hourly bars low and then come up, that gives me even more bias that I might be able to get a trade upside here. So if this is a sweep of the previous hourly low into a demand area after taking out liquidity and then it trades upside, that'd be really nice. Come on, just trade down. It's not that hard. You can do it. I want to see us at least sweep the previous hourly low, which is just this week here. I want to see us at least do that. Ideally more, like I keep saying. And I'm not going to be buying the flush down here, all right? I'm not going to be buying that. I'm going to be waiting because there's nothing to say it doesn't come into here. Especially if bulls have been doing this all morning. And if their pain point is here, it might be rather large. So it will need to prove to me that what I'm thinking about is going to happen. Because as we say, we can have a sustained auction versus the initial balance if it really wants. All right, very, very close to this Asia low now. Remember 70, I think we said 72s is the Asia low. And then through that, you can trade into point of control, which is about 960 from yesterday. And then I'm going to see what's what. Then for me, we've hit all the main targets. Oh, come on. So if you're in this short, congratulations. You're getting to those levels that we talked about. Draws on liquidity was key. Muggins over here was saying that we should probably sell this for down here. That was a rather nice move from there. 21s. Pretty good. 50 points. Not huge in the last few, I mean, earlier in the week, we were getting that in seconds, weren't we? But in a market where the initial balance is quite small, we're in a 91-point range. So today we've only done about 100 points. If you've got 50 points of that, it's pretty good. If you can hold runners and it melts, it's very good. Market's teasing me. Yeah, market's teasing me. It's all right. Just make sure if you're in this, make sure you're respecting this low that's coming up. So you can always pay yourself a bit in front of 72. And then if it fails 72, you're watching for that flush into point of control, 960. Somewhere around there. If it remains heavy there, you could get a drift all the way down to 900. There are buyers on the tape at 900. We talked about them earlier. There's a 220 lot down at 900. So if it wanted to be a violent man, woman, market, whatever it is, it can do that move, which is why I'm not just going to buy the dips down here. We are still in a sell, right? Structure is still in a sell. Boom, 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 sell. Here's your first entry. Sell, 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 sell. It can do this all the way down if it wants. I will not just be blindly buying down here. The location here is good, but if it fails this location, this is the next location I'll be thinking about buying in. So we've now taken out The overnight Globex London low has been taken. So the next area, like we keep talking about, if it's going to drift low, it will be the point of control into 60. All right, it will be the point of control into 60. If it fails, that would be the old value area low, technically, and the H1 blocks down into 900. ES is having a back test now of its IBH. VIX is actually drifting lower. Watching very, very carefully here. VIX potentially doing a bear flag, which is sort of interesting. Get rid of these levels on the charts. Clean up my ninja a little bit. Is this going to be the sweep and a trade inside? Congrats, by the way. I should have said that if I didn't already. Congratulations, everyone that took that short. Nice trade. It just shows that I can teach you, and sometimes I don't take it myself. But at least you all understood why and where we were going. High probability trade into that area. Oh, sorry about that. Right, so a little bit of volume trying to come in here to retest that initial balance. Now, this is going to be key now. How do we act at this IB? All right, are we going to reclaim it and start to pivot above 22,000? We start to get above 22,000 and the old point of control, this will be the H1 sweep to trade back inside. This is the move that I'm potentially looking for. Starting to look rather good, isn't it? Come on. Let's trap these shorts at the lows. Let's just explode upside now. Go, 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 go. Let's go. Reclaiming IB. Want to see us pivot through. Everything I've said for the last hour starting to happen. It shows that I'm not guessing. You guys can see what I'm looking for. So we want a hold of initial balance here. We need to hold initial balance and start to squeeze these guys out into here. All right, that's what we're looking for. Ideally, pivot up, pull back, hold somewhere above here, and go. We do not want failures under here. Failures under here mean that we can auction lower. There is a chance to backtest yesterday's point of control still. All right, there is still a chance of that. We have not technically got above here to be bullish yet. All right, so above here we can squeeze. Yes, coming into VWAP. Liquidity levels, demand areas, all these things, right? Blue lines, all these things we were looking at previous day open. 72s was, look at that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see now. Can we turn the juice on? I want to see ES trade through VWAP. That, if buyers take control here of ES, and if I can see the market start going, it'd be great. VIX trading into initial balance low. So we need to see pullbacks hold now on the Qs for a trade upside. We need to see that. If it's just going to hang around here and go sideways, I do not like the trade. All right, I need to know that shorts have chased this. It wasn't exactly a huge extension at the lows, but I want to know that shorts have chased this and that they're going to get punished. That's how my brain thinks, at least. Yes, 2 VWAP right now. Are they going to let this bad boy through? Reclaiming now. Still got a minute left until it closes. I love the dump, the swift dump towards liquidity and the slow start of reversal, which brings in more shorts. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We just have to be careful because we're trading in and around the IB low. ES has been a really good move for the last few days. I'm going to say it's been very, very clean. And like I said, if market wants to move lower. By the way, I forget who it was. Someone was looking at those calls on the QQQ. We came right into those levels. You might have missed it by like a cent or two, but it was looking pretty good. It was there or thereabouts. So you could probably scale out a couple here and make sure you've locked some in and then hold the rest for a rotation back towards the highs. So ES here, very, very key. This bar here, I want to see it hold VWAP. Because we're trading at that 150, that whole number. And we need to hold initial balance here. We need to hold this for this kind of move. Any failure down here, zero interest whatsoever. So VIX flushed through the initial balance, now back testing that initial balance low. ES coming back to its last 5-minute wick, not holding VWAP so far. So still very, very early for this to see if it can hold. I would like to see this hold and squeeze higher. It's very, very simple. That's what I would like to see. Whether it does it or not is a whole nother thing. Last pullback. Can we protect this area here? Can we protect this area here and do something like this? Go, 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 go. Come on, ES. Go, get through that VWAP. Come on, market. Flow zones will start to turn soon, right? If the flow zones get above the deep pullbacks even better, then we can maybe think about a full rotation. Remember, IB to VWAP is only here right now. It's not ideal. QQQ VWAP's a bit higher. Let me do an anchor off the 930 print. Let's fucking go. Crazy, this guy on YouTube. How did he know it? Come on, market. Show me the juice. It's got to get through point of control. All right, it has to get through overnight point of control and wick to wick on the H1. I don't want to see it get stuck at that 9 o'clock H1 bar. Was it 9 o'clock? Yeah, 9 o'clock. We got to get through point of control, old point of control. If it can't do that, this can be a little test of liquidity up here and a failure back inside. So I would be very, very cautious over that. If we start to reclaim point of control, start to reclaim these old owlies, then I would love a trade all the way back upside to the old H1 tops. Would be magnificent. Yeah, ES that previous day close and previous day high. You want to see it get through 52s really on ES. It needs to hold VWAP now and get through the 52s. Let me just do an anchor here. Where is my 930 print? This bar here. Okay, so maybe a rotation trade, a high probability rotation trade will take us into this level. So I will be watching this level. Reclaim this, then initial balance high as possible. Through initial balance high, we're going to go for those 110s. Remember, my draw today was what was 110s. Let's go. Let's go. Turn the boosters on. Punish the late shorts who don't understand key levels. Do it for me. TR. It really depends on the market. Like more recently, I've had to give it like more like 40 points. In this market, like today, you don't need to give it a lot. When the ATR is higher, I've been having to give it 40 points. But normally I like 20 or 30 points, something like that. 20 or 30 points. All right, so what I want to see here is if they liquidate this low and hold, that would be a nice trap, this, and then I'll look to get in here. I want to see this liquidated, and then this. That would be pretty good. So, come on. I need to see a push and a pullback here to have some conviction. Technically, you could take a cheap trade here versus this level or this level. It's not how I play. I want to see push, pull, hold. Or push, pull, hold. That's what I'm looking for. ES, I've only got ES up on like a 5-minute chart. It's probably offered an entry already, if I'm honest, looking at it. Only thing I'm watching on ES is this VIX. VIX today is being a bit of a pain in the butthole. But ES looks very good. Very, 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 very good on the ES. Looks very good. Watching carefully here to see, can we build out right shoulder? It might take a little bit of time to build out. ES back towards previous day close. How it acts up there is going to be key from a daily point of view. We can still print inside bars if it keeps rejecting previous day close, previous day high. So that would still be a failed breakout and a trade back inside. Trump now talking. What is he saying? Oh, this is the tough thing with this market. What's he just said? I want to see OPEC cut the price of oil. Oil price cuts will stop the tragedy in Ukraine. So he's just started talking. And this is the tough thing that we talked about when he came to office. You are going to get stuff like this, which are anomalies, non-scripted, especially the first three things. I did not, Aaron. I didn't see Trump waving the sword. When did that happen? What was he doing? Was it an Excalibur sword? I didn't see that at all. All right, this must hold here. If this doesn't hold here, then this thesis will go off. We want to see it protect these levels. We're sweeping. We pivoted up on a 1 minute, not on anything else. I want to see it protect these levels. If it can't protect these levels, then maybe it wants to do that drift down to the old point of control. So nothing confirmed yet. It got really, really close. It did this lovely squeeze off, and then something here, and then we'd be looking for a break of structure and then a return all the way up. That's what I'd love to see. If it cannot hold this, I'd be very cautious of auctions lower if it can't hold this. Remember, we haven't tapped into the old point of control. I'm still bullish bias on this session, but we haven't really done it yet. That's a squeeze out. It has to hold here, and then the confirmation is with a break of structure. Right, so technically that should change of character. Nope. Technically this is, actually. Technically this is. So still technically in a lower time frame bearish structure. Let me just check. Yeah, technically we are. So we wait. We wait. I still like the look of this. I like how it looks. Some liquidity also got pulled underneath, which is nice to see. But that big order, he's still there at 900, 220, 220 lot there. Waving a sword while dancing to YMCA. Is that legit? Did that actually happen, guys? Cutting his cake. Where can I see this? Can you post this in if there's a link to it? Can you post it in chat? What a guy. You just got to laugh, man. You've just got to laugh at this stuff. Who else gives you comic genius like this? So ES re-tapping into view up here. This is the hold that we want to see on the market. We want to see this hold on the market for a drift higher, for a squeeze higher today. Pulling back into the imbalance on that 1 minute and holding no technical change of character here. But we are dancing around the initial balance. This looks like it needs some relief. What's making this hard for me with conviction is the VIX more than anything right now. Did I ever watch Spitting Image? Yeah, of course I did. That's back in like the Thatcher years. Thatcher and John Major. He was so grey on that thing. Yeah, Spitting Image was amazing. You would never get away with that now. You would just never get away with it now. I'd love it if they brought it back. Can you imagine seeing Keir Starmer and Trump and Biden and the likes on Spitting Image? It's a very British thing. If those who don't know, they were like clay rubbery images of politicians. It was just like comical. Going back to like the mid-90s for that, I would say. Yeah, Team America was awesome. From the South Park team. All right, so are we going to now go? ES back through VWAP. Are we now going to go? Was that pullback the first pullback? Can we get that break of structure to the upside for confirmation that this might want to move higher? 20,000 on deck here. Squeeze through that. We're looking at that old point of control, 05. Squeeze through that. We get the break of structure. Squeeze through that. I'm thinking long bias up to VWAP. And through that, I'm thinking rotation up to the highs. Looking good here. All right, so I'm looking at joining this now in small size for this squeeze because it just felt good. Being proactive here. Nothing fully confirmed yet, but this is the old point of control. These are the old hourly levels. Do think we have the chance to trade upside here. I really do. ES looking very, very good. Need ES to take out previous day close. Lovely market. Let's go. Let go. Thank you very much. Can we sustain some bids here? Lovely, Scott. Yeah, ES looks way better in terms of a pattern and where it is. Looks way better. That hold of the initial balance, drive up, pull back looks very, very good. Very, very good. Just watch that PDC. You want it to take out 52 and 53's PDC. Remember, if we trade through PDC and previous day high, which is at 54s, then we're definitely attacking high of day. Right? If we keep failing into that, Scott, just remember we could print an inside bar. So we'd wick high this morning and print inside bar. But really, we're bullish in sentiment, right? We talked about it the last few days. I know you know all this already. You've been buying the last few days. You're well aware of what the market's doing. But just all I'm saying is just respect those levels. So did partial a little out into there because technically we haven't done that change of character yet. So I'm just being proactive here. I've doubled my winnings on the day now. Like, I don't want us to print an inside bar today. Like, I don't want us to do that. I would love us to rip higher. But I would have felt, I'm going to be honest, I would have felt better about a massive rip higher if yesterday's inside bar had stayed inside the previous day close. We had a true like mid candle bar kind of thing, like a T+2 setup. But it felt really good. But I mean, if you're swing short coming into today, are you holding over the weekend? I mean, you'd have to be fucking mental, wouldn't you? Like, to be swing short into this weekend. What if Trump comes out and is like, yeah, I've talked to Powell. I've told him he has to cut rates, which is what he's trying to say yesterday. Well, he has to cut rates. We're going to do 5 rate cuts this year or something. Imagine he comes out and says that. Monday morning, we're gapping up. Yeah, TR, I agree, but you would be surprised. You would be surprised. People just say, we're up too high, we're up too high, we're up too high. Oh. I would say we're well within the Bollinger Bands. So we have room. Okay, ES back to VWAP. Hasn't got through that PDC yet. Still looks good here. Just have to be cautious because we're definitely building out a range here. Remember, it's this high which created this low. So this is your technical change of character that they are protecting. I still think we do this. All right, remember VWAP here. I still think we do this and we get through this. This level, this level, this level can be attacked. We are tapering. Look at this. Tapering. Tapering. Those in the course. Tapering. Sideways. Do this. Return up. Definitely say shorts chased down here. Look at this volume here. They chased here and they got absorbed. We didn't let them out. This is their average price. So this is the shorts pain point down here. All the time we're protecting this. shorts who chase down here become the liquidity for us to move higher. In my opinion. In my opinion. Good. 35 minutes left until lunch. This is the old point of control. Remember, the hourly bars here are becoming quite interesting. This is the one thing I am watching. This. Right, so like I said, I wanted to see a sweep of the previous hour and a turn inside. We need to reclaim this for a pump back to here. I do not want to see it reject this level here. That is not good if we reject this. From an S&R standpoint, this would be SBR. Support becomes resistance. Don't want to see that. I just want to see us trade through it. I want to see this as a trap to trade through. Yes, through PDC now. Or right at it. Looking good. Let's go. Let's flipping go. Looking lovely. Continuing to squeeze, coming towards that lower time frame algorithm. Want to see us take the lower time frame algorithm out and trade up to view up here. So PDH, next level you're looking at for those trading the ES. All right, so just make sure you pay yourself a little bit. It doesn't need to be a lot. Foster Scott, I'm guessing your entry is somewhere around the IBL after you we went under it and pivoted above. So just make sure you're paying yourself a little bit. And then you're looking for previous day high into 54s. And then you've got a double top at 59.50. And then you've got a new all-time high at 6,162. Yeah. You can also think about a fib of the initial balance range as well. 2 targets in the back. That's my guy. That's my guy. All right, so notice Scott didn't need me to say anything today. All right. He came in the room late. He knows what he's looking for. He loves trading the rotation after initial balance. And he executed and then took his targets because Scott has done the course. He's done the work. Honestly, he coaches in the room more than me now. So any of you sitting on the sidelines thinking, should I do the course or not? You should. It is value, I'm telling you. This is not even me selling you. It's value. You can see from today and from the sessions, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking absolute shite here trying to get you in bad trades. I even tell you when the short's setting up and I'm not taking it and where I'm thinking about the market then pivoting back upside. I gave you all of this from here, right? What I was looking for. I told you I'm going to be looking to get long here, but you can take the short down into it. You can learn all of this in the course, so you don't need me to tell you what to do. It won't be long. I mean, there's already guys in the room who are absolutely embarrassing me with the amount of profits they're making. And all that without crappy glasses and a shit ponytail. Yeah, exactly. So you're looking good here, team. You are looking good. So into lower time frame algo. All right, remember when flow zones get through lower time frame algo, this is where we go trend bullish. All right, this is where this will come into here. Right now, we're just building liquidity out. We're getting near the VWAP, up, near this VWAP up here. So the probable move is always IB VWAP. Up. Right, we went IB high, VWAP, up, backtest VWAP, up, IB low, failed auction, IB low, VWAP, up, get through VWAP, up, IB high possible. I would respect this level up here though. There's definitely supply up there. But you're looking good. You are looking very, very good. We take a little bit of money into this shove. Looking for liquidity being added above. 60 lot at 20, 50 lot at 25. Nothing hugely notable above that until we get into sort of 75s and then 22,150. That's above any target I was looking at today. Where is the Bollinger Band, I wonder? 180. So maybe they do that move. They would have to rip through the highs to get there. ES looking very, very good now. ES now trading up towards previous day high. It's a nice rotation. NQ into VWAP. Make sure you are giving yourself a little bit of profit here. Don't let the greed monster completely take over. We've been green every day on stream again. Fantastic. Definitely had some break-even trades. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. I remember saying to you guys, I had 2 break-even trades in a row, and I said, if the third one's break-even, I'm going to be done. And the third one ended up being a big old winner. So, oh my God, left you on the wrong chart. I'm very, very sorry. What an idiot. Always tell me when I do that, guys. Just shout at me. The same when I forget to put it live in the mornings. Nice, Dean. So how many of you got long there? How many of you got long once we started to pivot? Hopefully we can hold this now. I'd love to be able to hold this. This low created this high now. I'd want pullbacks into here to hold. A trap would be into here. I don't really want it to trap anymore. I feel like it's probably trapped enough shorts. Don't really want it to do that. Tyson, yes. So lots of you took that with me. BU took the longs. Glenn in the longs. Tyson in the longs holding. Joshua front ran it a little bit. Okay. Just work on that. Timing is everything. Brian took the long. Sloth took the long. Camille long with 4 micros. Lovely. Thumper's in it long. Jonathan's in it long. Myron's in it long. Lovely work. Love it, team. Wasn't that hard, was it? You will have noticed all the time when we're here, I was saying, I can't take it. I want it, but I need it to sweep. I need it to sweep and pivot. I need it to sweep and pivot. I did not guess the long here, all right? I didn't guess. I waited. Boom, all right? That is the key to the market. It is timing. We can always know, all right? It's easy to know where the market wants to go. Right? I think the market's coming down here to take out Asia. I think the market wants to come up here later. How does it get there? That's the key. People who get it wrong, right? They go, oh, I was long here looking for this. And like, you know, I had the right thesis. I was long and 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 I blew up and I knew if I just held, it would have gone. Well, no, you shouldn't have taken this. You should have just waited. Even if you made this stupidly simple for yourself, right? And you just went, okay, what's the trend line? There it is. Okay, I'm going to get long once the trend line breaks and retests. Hello. There's so many ways you can trade this, but you need to be the right side of momentum. That's the key in these markets. It's the same. I saw lots of guys blow up on a small cap yesterday. Was it IBRX or something? And I had a look at it and I was just like, what the fuck are you lot doing shorting that? There's like nothing in it. I'm going to find it now. There was nothing in it to say it needed to be a fade when they were front running it. It. Because it's the same principle no matter what. Where are you? Did Ricky post about it? Maybe. Gonna find it. One sec, team, because I just DWTX. That was it. Looking good here. You're still looking good here. DWTX. No, DW. All right, this move here yesterday. This move here. All right, breakout, long, pullback, long, pullback, long, pullback, 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 pullback. This is all front side. And they were like short, 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 lost my whole account. And once it stopped going on a monstrous pump, all right, it offered a failed breakout, a pullback, and the start of a breakdown, and then fade. And then today, pop and fail, fade. It's no different. It doesn't matter what market you are playing. You have to trade what is in front of you, not what you hope, not what you think. You can, like me, you can build the thesis out, right? I think we're going to do this. But if we didn't do that and we kept failing, I wasn't going to get long. It's the best lesson I can tell you. Like, you have to trade exactly what is in front of you. If you ever get that moment where you know you're wrong, and you know what I'm talking about, all traders do this. Let's say you are adding short here and short here and short here and short here. You know that this is moved away from you already. Just take the pain, stop out and be like, I fucked up, I'm not doing that again. What you must not do is fight with trend. Same as here. You can't buy dips and buy dips and buy dips and buy dips. You will blow up. Right? Market will offer some trend each day. Right? This morning, I was long for this move up. It failed up here. And the confirmation short was here. Now, I didn't take the short because I was looking for the long down here. But I wasn't buying dips down here. I kept saying it. You cannot buy against momentum. You will be punished. It will punish you. That's the market's job. So tagging into VWAP here. Can it squeeze through VWAP? Yes, at that previous day high. You're looking very, very good, my team. Crystal and long holding runners. BU got a nice entry. Good work. It was a little tricky at the IBL. I could feel the sellers salivating. Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, these moves here are so nice. When they, like this here, I know you're trading ES, but it's the same principle. We knew that the Asia low was down here. We knew that, and we knew it was old value area high. So this was sellers being like, yeah, I'm going to slam this for a huge move down. And they just don't get it. They just don't get it. That's blue box has been here all day. This is my buy zone today. Right, we can see it on a higher time frame. What we were looking at, we were looking for, you would go back and watch the stream. Can H1 sweep previous H1 and turn inside? Can we come back into take out London low, this red line, which we did? Can we hold value area high, which we did? And now we're pumping upside because those shorts are fooked, is the best way of me putting it. They are absolutely fooked. TJ Ruzio took the long. Thank you. You're welcome. It's the first time I've seen you in chat. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, I'm here Monday to Friday from the pre-market through till lunch. Bulls are tired now, Idris. I mean, I don't know. They look pretty good to me. We're all right. It's good to take partials, but I'd be holding runners here. Foster Scott taken out on the trail. So did you make it up to the previous day high? Look pretty good. Look pretty good. We are actually at a closure here on the NQ, not based on cash. Cash closes here, 4 o'clock close here, 5 o'clock close here. How we act up here will be key. We can also think about fib of today. Trading into 50%, and obviously golden zone is up here. So I would be like partial here, partial here. Obviously this level here looks like where it wants to run right now, and I'd be selling a lot of my position into this. Nice. Well, it's a really nice trade, man. I think you've all traded that very, very well. Give yourself a pat on the back. Guarantee you go on Twitter again and you see, especially these ICT traders saying, oh, price action was shit today. It's been terrible. NQ this, NQ that. Price action's been fine all week. All right, it's been pretty good all week. It's just required a little bit of patience. Looking at doing your course, do you need the flow zone indicator to trade the system, or is it just an aid? Jim, it's just an aid. I talk about this as stabilizers. It's just stabilizers. You don't have to trade with these. I teach you everything without these. These are stabilizers. The best part about these really is the key levels as much as anything else, and keeping you the right side of the trade. I like them because I'm a visual trader, right? And my bad habits is what I preach you guys not to do. My bad habits, going back to small cap days, is picking tops and bottoms. It's the easiest way to blow up. So what these do for me is I know the extremes. I know, okay, well, here's my initial balance trade. So this is one setup for 10:30 onwards, right? So I have my initial balance trade. I then have my previous day high, previous day low, previous day open, previous day close. So I know market expectancy. And then these are telling me, hey, don't be buying this now. I'm red. Don't be buying me now. Now I'm going blue and green. Now think about buying me for an upside move. So it's just a visual aid to help me understand and help remind me more than anything, don't pick tops and bottoms. That's all it really is. It's like stabilizers on a bike. Catch you later, Tyson. Hope you had a good day there, my friend. Yeah, well, that's it, Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy saying, I know this is the top or bottom for sure. That's the huge problem for me. Yeah, that thesis, honestly, and so many people will get you in trouble like teaching bad stuff with that. It's just not worth it. We are peasants in this market, trading tiny size. It's not our job to pick the tops and bottoms. Our job is to get behind the whale and follow their momentum and make some money and get off the charts once we've made our money, right? The whales trapped retail here. They came back in here and they went, all right, we're going to get some relief now upside. So we just join a little bit of this. We make some money. We get off the charts. We have a good weekend. We do the same thing every single day. If you've traded with me here, I've only been live streaming since September, but I just trade the same setup every single day. There's like maybe 3 or 4 setups I trade. That's it. That's all I trade. Nothing else. And they will set up every day. The hardest one to trade is the range rotation. Right? That's probably one of the hardest trades you can take, which is sort of what we're having today, but it was pretty clean today. But yesterday, I would say, was probably a harder day because we were expecting that inside. It became very nice later. But where's this? This down here, this range rotation early down here was harder. Once we got above this, we get trend A up into supply. Remember, that was supply at the time. Back test, trend A up into supply. This creates new range here. We exploit these stops here. We get a rip higher. And then what are we doing today? Where are we buying today? What is this old supply? Remember, this was red yesterday. Very simple. Supply, supply, supply. R, B. That's a dodgy B, isn't it? S. Resistance becomes support. We turn this to blue. And we buy the dips off here this morning once the market proves it to ourselves. So much easier when you just zoom out a little bit. So much easier. So what I would say to Jim and Johnny and anyone else who wants to do the course, it's 20 hours. It's very, very, very detailed. And you get a nice community for free with it. Right? It's not one of these shitty courses that is being sold to you to just take your money and walk away. Remember, I was like you guys once upon a time, which is why I built this course. It is a trader's course, and we continue to extend. All right, so I'm watching for partials into 37s. If we can get there, I am aware of the fib now on here, and I really want to see us go higher today. We're looking very, very good. All right, so every dip being bought. Very aware about this liquidity trend. At some point, they might want to do a bit of a deeper pullback before going higher. But we're looking good here. It's a bit of a slower day. Range not as big. So if we'd done this trade the last few days, we'd probably already be up 150 points, which is crazy, but that's how it is. Have a good day, Ty. Thank you for that. Ty saying, I'm goated. You are goated for the plan that you crafted. Played out perfectly. It's just experience in the market. That's all it is. Repeatable patterns and experience. All we're doing, we're trading, we're gambling, right? But we're stacking probability on our side. That's all we're doing. Yeah, we're looking really good here, Jonathan. Glad you got it with me. Idris saying range rotation blows. Yeah. It's my least favorite trade, range rotation. Like, I think Scott has really done, Foster Scott's done really well because he started understanding the same thesis as me. The easier trades come when one side is stuck. That's when you get the easy trades and you just trade to a low hanging fruit. Once shorts were stuck down here, we got an easier trade upside, right? So those are the easier trades. Range rotation, its job is to do this and create shorts and bulls stuck in the market. That's why it's harder to trade. I don't love range rotation. I'm exactly the same as you, Idris. I love a trend, even if it's just a little trend like this. That's all I need for the day. That's my money. I don't need to sit here and trade everything. Miguel, my bad habit is that I focus too much on the size of the candles and the scalp instead of being patient. I know exactly what I have to do. It's just putting into plays that's hard for me. All I would say, just size down. Confidence comes with repetition, right? So like if today, maybe you tried a little bit there, or maybe you tried a little bit there, or maybe you grabbed this dip. But if these are micros, just one micro, and one micro, and you get the move, then the next time you see this setup, you'll do the same, and you'll have maybe 2 micros on or whatever, and just be willing to sit, right? If you took this dip, you need to be able to risk this, and you're looking for a hold to go higher. That's all we're doing right now. TJ Ruzio, full-time, I guess 5+ years, but I've been in the markets a long time. I did have another career before doing this, but I was still trading back then, but I was just swing. I didn't have the time to do daily trades, but I was swing trading. So hopefully lots of you have made some nice money on this move with me today. Some of you got the short as well. So you got doubly good. Some of you might have even got a couple of scalps this morning along with me. But the nicest trades today were the short and the long. It was very simple. This breakdown to here, and this trend up to here, and maybe we go higher. Basically the same move. This, the meat, and this, the meat. Yeah. I'm sure they would love to take out these stops here. I'm sure that's what they'd love to do. But we're running out of time a little bit. But I still think we just keep drifting higher. Shorts are absolutely cooked right now. ES now trading through previous day high. All right, so the next level ES will want to trade into would be the 59s or 60s, and then through that into high of day. CC, trading is very hard for the mind. Yeah, it is. Trading will show you all your weaknesses. Yeah, if you're a greedy person, trading will show it to you. It will make it blatantly obvious. If you're a gambler, it will make it obvious. If you have issues with not being right, it will make it obvious. It will humble us. It will take time, but it will really teach you a lot about yourself. Small caps trader, have a good day, everyone. Yeah, you too. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday. I hope. Hopefully I'll see you on Monday. Yeah, of course, Christy. I'm still staying here for a little bit longer. Just some people in the chat are starting to leave now. Always a good sign. If they're leaving before lunch on a Friday, it means they've banked some money and they're ready to get off. But I wouldn't be entering long up here, even though my draw is higher. We had the optimal entry. Remember, if we think about the range right now from the session, we're now into premium of this range. So we were buying discount of the range for rotation into premium, and we've taken the easy money off the table. Just investments now, really, Crawford. Not really swing. I have thought about getting back into it a little bit more, but I have a couple other businesses. My time is fairly packed. Well, I have to get up, 5 a.m. I'm in Pacific Coast, trade here for a few hours, help the room out in the afternoon, help any students out that need help. Still active, making music, running record labels, stuff like that. Afterwards, not as much as I used to, but still active, still help with some other clients, producing some music. So to swing as well, it would just take another whole thing up. But I have thought about doing it a little bit more. Yeah, Thumper, what I'd say with that is very easy to trail too tight currently. I would say I'm the same. And I'd say the reason for that is because you've been playing, or not you, because we've been playing in a market where the ATR has been massive. The notion is I need to trail tight because we're going to get a 40-point candle, 50-point candle, 70-point candle. And then we trail tight in a session where we're trading in a 91-point range. And each candle right now is like 3.7 in terms of average ATR. So it's adapting with that quickly. Even I'm not great at that, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I trail too tight, don't give it enough room. But it's either sizing or adjusting to the market's ATR. But if that's the one thing that you're lacking right now, then you're doing very well, buddy. Because that will just come with time. Still look good for upside here, team. We're still building flags. ES is on a complete drive up. VIX is coming into previous day low. That is a 2-day low. If it snaps that, it can drift down. Market looks good to keep drifting higher. Camille, what's your experience? Sorry, what is your experience? Is standard time to learn to trade? I did start 6 months ago. I'm trying to pass evaluation for the 4th time right now. It drastically varies from student to student. I would say my preferred students, if I was going to take a student and make them as seamlessly profitable as quick as possible, I would rather they've never traded anywhere else. Because I think the hardest thing to do is get rid of old habits. It's the hardest thing to do. If you ask some of these guys in chat now, they will tell you the same thing. They can see the setups. They know how to trade. The hardest thing is habits that they've picked up from maybe other chat rooms or trading by themselves. I would say, like, to be completely proficient probably takes a couple of years where you could not trade with anyone, be in a room by yourself, and take setups all by yourself without any issues. Yeah, that's right, Jonathan. Well, we're starting to get extended, aren't we? We're looking pretty good. But we are, look at every dip. Every dip to flow zone, looking good. But we're extended from here now. But even that's only 10 points from here. Back, you go back 3-4 days, that would be like 50 points away from flow zones. So the ATR has shrunk right down. I expect us to take these guys out. Look, all these wicks here, I kind of expect us to come and like pop through them. They are. I tell you what, there was liquidity at 70, and he's just lifted and moved to 90. Right, so he thinks we're going to go and take out the highs. I'm lucky I just joined, but lots of crossover with current understanding. Yeah, just give it some time. They will all dial in together. Yeah, no worries. Green's great, Camille. Good work. Yeah, Al Sam, we're all in this trade. Most of us are just into runners now. We all took this long. Or I say we all. But if you scroll up, most people are in this long. Some might have closed out already, but a lot of the chat are in this long. Take a look at Microsoft. I can see Microsoft's about to go green on the session. Yeah, so dips absorbed on Microsoft. That flush in the open, completely absorbed. So look at Microsoft exactly the same as how this market's moved, how all markets move. It flushed to previous day low, soaked, reclaimed view up, and has just traded upside since. Same thing. Shorts got trapped underneath previous day low. Yeah, I guess Amazon's weaker, Apple's weaker. Google looks pretty good. Meta's also pushing the market. Meta looks fantastic. Nvidia weak, but starting to curl. Tesla found a bit of a bounce, but is getting stuck in and around VWAP right now. Yeah, definite supply here. Remember, this was the short that you guys took this morning. So everyone who took this short this morning, their stop is here. So ultimate pain would be here. Remember, we're not buying now because we're in premium. The range from the high of the day, I'm going to have to move this down, to the low of the day, we are in premium. And we said this is trend up. It can come and wash some people out before maybe having another go. So returning back towards VWAP. That's why we don't buy high. We've paid ourselves. I'm out of this now. I can always look to reload. Tagging the London low to the tick and moving up in a bearish day. Still would consider shorts. I don't know if I feel the same about that, if I'm honest, just because forget that low, ignore that low. What did we actually do? This is what we're holding. So if we think about swing structure, right? That's the move that the market wants to do. It doesn't need to do this. It can do it, but it doesn't need to do it. It's got shorts trapped in here already. So the relief seems higher. And that's even easier to see, I would say, on an H1. Move here. We think about structure. W, breakout. Two leg, hold. What's this? Liquidity. Opening up for breakout. Yeah. If it wants to come down here, that's fine. It can come all the way down here if it wants. I will participate as a buyer down there. I'm absolutely happy for it to do that. I just can't imagine it doing that today. Unless you're talking about just a short back inside its own range, which is definitely possible. If it just wants to trade, we've just hit that R level here. If it wants to trade like this all day, it can. Absolutely. But I'm not really expecting a roll down to here today. I think something would have to change. There'd have to be some kind of news to come back down here. Starting to sell now, though. Let's have a look at this main chart. Whoa. Glad I moved my stop up. So I got all the rest out at 26s here. That's a big trade off that supply block we put in earlier. Failing PDC. So still trading an inside bar on the daily. On the daily here. So if we're going to set up a 2-day inside bar, we're setting this up, opening up for this next week. I don't think we come anywhere near down here, though. Like, for me, this will need a news event to get here. And I'm not saying it can't do it. It's so far down beyond structure. It would need a news event, like a catalyst to get there. Was that just a genuine sell there? Bulls are taking a nap. Well, not questioning it. You can't injecting humor. Great breakdown. Idris, it also, by the way, I just want to make this clear. It's absolutely fine to question me. Like, I am not, I'm not going to be right 100% of the time. And it's okay to question. Like, that's how we improve altogether. That's how anyone gains a greater understanding. Like, and there's always different trade setups. Always, always, always. I'm never going to be offended by someone questioning. I'm just going to say my thesis of like, oh, I think this is the max pain. This is where the market can break down to. I don't think it can go beyond that. Like, we can trade in this range, and if we're really going to extend this, we can check the point of control, and maybe we can come here. But I find any move beyond this, remember this is still an inside bar down to here, it's previous day low. I find a move beyond previous day low unlikely today. And this feels a bit newsy in this push. I'm glad we locked in there. So there's some news here. It's Trump news again. Always fun. He's talking about Fauci and he's talking about FEMA. Big drift lower here. Yeah, we're still inside bars. This is heavy though. Look at the volume. Like, again, not buying this. No way in hell. We had the move. This was the move we wanted. And we're into lunch now. We got the move we wanted. I'm definitely not participating in this as a buy. And it happened very quick for the sell. Very surprised we didn't knock these guys out, but we did do this move on ES before it came down. So it knocked everyone out on ES. So where could it check into next? It could check into the point of control, into 60. Failure of that would take into old value area low of that 900. Remember, there are guys on the book down there. And the ATR has ticked up here. The ATR moved right up. So these candles are much, much bigger than we've had all day. So genuine volume coming in. I would not be buying these dips here into this area. This is genuine volume coming into this market. Value area high rejection. Jonathan Mooney, 800 times 5 on eval accounts. Well played, my friend. Yeah, it was a nice trade. See the importance of locking in and paying yourself. What I was preaching, that easy target was VWAP. And then above that, we said we're not buying this when we get into premium. And we're into the 61. So they protected that, and that was their short. Not even a bounce there. That is nothing. It just absolutely melted that. Right, I'm going to pop to the toilet. I will be back. We'll do a little wrap up before I leave for the day. All right. So let's see what we've got for you guys for the remainder of the day. Okay, what I would say is we have taken out both sides of the overnight range. We are currently trading in a demand block, but we can shift deeper into this demand block if we want. I'd be watching these points of control here and the old value area high here. All right, this is basically this blue box. If we're going to hold this, it still has that chance to trade back inside this overnight range. If we fail this, then yes, there is a trade back down to the old value area high here, which becomes possible. I am very doubtful we trade all the way back to here right now, anywhere around here. I think we hold these levels. To do this, I almost think like you'd need this to become an island high, have a news event with a gap down, and have all these buyers stuck to do this. Otherwise, I just don't see this happening right now. The market should just drift higher. The only thing is you have relative strength in the ES. ES still, by the way, that flush still holding initial balance low and trading back to VWAP. So it seems like a pretty big flush moment. It definitely feels a bit newsy, that, and being absorbed. I'm not saying it is, but it definitely feels that way. Momentum now is downside. All right, we had this play up. You had this play up. Your longs were here, 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 here. We don't buy up here, but these were the longs selling into this. This is big momentum. Don't be buying this for the rotation. You're high risk here. You had a nice play. You're in lunch. The chance of this doing this is much, much less now. Right, this can easily do this. Tag point of control. Melt down to here if it fails point of control. I don't love location right now of a sell, all right, because we're in higher time frame demand and we've been down here and holding. But I don't love trying to buy this after multiple attempts down here already, especially when we've made our money and it's a Friday, right? It's a Friday. Who knows? Remember, we're just inside the range. We're in a 2-day range right now. Here's your range. We haven't breached this candle. What's this? Wednesday's candle. We haven't breached it in NQ. So we can chop in here and build out liquidity. And these can start to turn in, and the 5-day can start to support. And then if and when it's ready, it can go for it. So I'm not expecting the range from Wednesday to be expanded. I'm not really even expecting the range from yesterday to be expanded. So probable, a little bit choppy for the remainder of the day. You might get some trend for short time periods, but I'd say probable a little bit more choppy on the higher time frame as it builds out liquidity. Especially that ES did such an amazing move this morning already off the open. Remember, ES hit all-time highs. SPY hit all-time highs. NQ did not. Right, so we are divergent in that. NQ still has not taken out that pivot from December 26th. So I still think it wants to take that out, but looking less likely to do that today right now. Hopefully you all made some money with me in chat. I'll talk to some of you in Discord. I'm not going to be actively trading the remainder of the afternoon. Made my money, had a great week. Going to enjoy a weekend, get some time with some loved ones. I advise you all do the same. Anyone who's got any questions in the Discord, just hit me up. I will answer you or lean on everyone in the Discord, okay? And let's get into it again Monday. Pre-market Monday. We'll be on from like 9:15, 9:20, as we always are. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. If I've got time this weekend, I will do that 10 a.m. reversal video that lots of you requested last week. And peace and love, be kind to each other, use hard stops. Here's the reason why we use hard stops, right? Imagine you didn't have a hard stop in there and you just got melted. Use hard stops, right? They will protect you. That's why we use them. Be kind. Speak to you real soon.